unnecessary court time by using this avenue. It's just sad that it gets to a point where a corporation can't manage its policies and procedures internally and has to resort to something this drastic to get their attention.
Well, I was about to say I'm not absolving Bank of America for doing bad things, but it's the same thing with like YouTube or Google. I fought them so much, they finally said, here's this contact, high level, any problems, call them. And then you start to learn that these big institutions aren't even a lot of times inherently bad. They have bad operators in subsections getting away with everything. And then we are passive as a public, and so it sets a precedent. And that's why it's important to be aggressive. Go ahead.
Well, they expect us to roll over. You know, if you call a Bank of America toll-free number and ask to get some help, if you don't get the answer you want, they expect you to just roll over and drop the issue. It's only when you make noise and when you, demand attention and demand them to do what's right that you'll get some response from the bank. It just happened to be in my case that I had to speak really loud and have lots of cameras before they responded.
Tell us about your client, Robin. Tell us about how this fight started and their arrogance and where it's all going in that city in Florida.
Yeah, Robin's a really nice lady. She's very community-oriented, very spiritual, and she decided after a while that she was going to adopt this lifestyle because she thought it was healthy for her and it matched the direction she wanted to choose. And so she lived this off-the-grid lifestyle for a while, and her story was brought to the attention of a local media crew who did a story on it, just on living off the grid, the benefits of doing it, how somebody could do it, stuff like that. Unfortunately, there happened to be a code enforcement officer who was watching the show and decided to make it his own personal vendetta to ruin this woman's life. And so it started off with an eviction notice saying that the home was inhabitable and that she needed to vacate it. That's when I got involved. And
so they're trying to throw her completely out of her house and make her homeless. I mean, this is a serious siege-level assault.
Yeah, the specific notice said, do not occupy this property under penalty of trespass, criminal trespass.
Unbelievable.
Her options were commit a crime by trespassing or vacate the unit and become homeless. And so that's when I got involved and insisted they rescind that notice. And then they rescinded it, sent a 5-page amended violation that included everything, in a code book they could throw at her. And then eventually we got most of those beat in the court hearing, but, they've gone full-scale attack on her. They've tapped her sewer. They've called the health department and accused her of spreading human waste in her yard. All of this without any factual support for the claim.
And by the way, that's why worldwide governments are using code enforcement as the new tyranny, because, you'd get a jury, you'd get a trial, to take your house, you'd have to really do something bad. I mean, this is a big deal. But, it's just a code. No judge, no jury. Here's your letter. We found in Austin 15 years ago, old people, or it was more than 15, like 16, 17 years ago, including my grandparents, would get letters saying $2,000 a day fines, remove weeds and objectionable material, and you already have $2,000 as of this notice. And then I would go over, and my grandfather mowed the yard and trimmed it. The yard was spotless. And so I called them, and they laughed at me and said, we're not going to tell you what's objectionable. And I said, well, I have a TV show and radio show. And then I found out when I covered it that it was happening to everybody else, but they were targeting old people because they would just get scared and pay it. And it just shows how predatory. And then I had some police who were upset about what was happening point out where city council people live for me, where they had holes in their roofs, big weeds. I went and showed that. And then how they were taking old ladies' houses, so the city backed off. But, I mean, this is just outrageous, this tyranny of the code enforcers.
Well, this is how the city supplements its income, by these code violations, these fines they levy, and by the way they design the code. The code requires you to consume their water, regardless if you have a private water system, which the code provides for a private water system. They still require you to consume their water and consume their electricity. And if you're living off the grid and not consuming these things, well, you're not a profit center for the city. So how do you fix that? Well, you make a requirement to consume their product and pay them for their product, and that's how you supplement their income.
Well, I just commend you for taking this case pro bono and so many others. You're a real counselor. a true attorney, a true advisor. I mean, you're the type of people like my lawyer who beat the city on something similar, famously with code enforcers. One of my great lawyers, Eric Taub, fights the same kind of cases here in Austin because they're very rapacious. And I'm not saying all code enforcers are, but now they're wearing uniforms. I've had them yell at me when I'm videotaping them when they were next to my parents' house. It's incredible. And again, this is government not wanting you to be independent, trying to make you buy their overpriced services. We should want people to be on well water. We should want people to have their own solar power. We should want people to have a garden. This is the healthy society. Closing comments.
Well, it's really a battle of your individual rights, your freedom to choose the lifestyle you want, and we're on the front lines here fighting a city who's trying to force Robin to live a way that they see she should live, regardless of her own opinion. So it's really a constitutional battle on its purest form.
All right, glad-law.com. Todd Allen, thank you so much for what you and your law firm are doing. And if folks are in Florida need a good lawyer, there he is. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. That's how we're going to win. That guy's had a lot of victories, not just the ones I mentioned. And he's pro bono, standing up for that lady on his own time. That's what men are supposed to do. We'll be back with more news.
Most of our customers are absolutely phenomenally impressed with the product.
That's Tony, the co-founder of Heart and Body Extract, the 100% all-natural with no negative side effects supplement that supports a strong and healthy heart, strength and stamina, sharp memory, restful sleep, clean, clear arteries, and good circulation. And listen to this. In over 13 years of business, there has been no price increase for Heart and Body Extract. Learn more at hbextract.com. That's hbextract.com.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Uncover a simple privacy loophole that can stop the NSA spying thugs in their tracks at privacylockdown.com. The NSA has already shut down hundreds of sites, and to truth be told, they could shut down this operation at any time. See, the privacy loophole I'm about to show you allows you to make all your sensitive information disappear in the next 30 days or less. Go to privacylockdown.com now to take your life off the grid and see the loophole in the NSA and FBI spying machine before they close the loophole forever. Go to privacylockdown.com.
Clean water at home, clean water at the office, clean water on the go. The Berkey Guy has a Berkey water filtration model for anywhere you are and one that fits any budget. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. For free shipping within the U.S., go to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Helping thousands prepare since 2005, goberkey.com.
The facts are in. The studies are legion. Sodium fluoride and other toxic members of the fluoride family are devastating the health and cognitive ability of the American people. So why are the social engineers adding it to the water? Simple. Dumb down the host population that the parasitic technocracy is feeding on. We may not have been able to get fluoride out of the water supply yet, but we can help to get it out of our bodies. I am extremely excited to announce the exclusive InfoWars Life Fluoride Shield formulation, fusing 6 of the best documented ingredients from around the world to help the body remove not just toxic fluoride residues from the body, but a whole host of toxic substances. Let's take a stand against the globalists by blocking their poisons with Fluoride Shield. I use Fluoride Shield every day. Secure your Fluoride Shield and other pioneering formulations at InfoWarsLife.com today. Let's start cleansing our bodies now and support the Info War at the same time. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You're the pretender. What if I say I will never surrender?
What if I say I'm not like the others? What if I say I'm not just another one in your place?
You're the pretender. By the way, folks, we knew it was coming. China is so polluted. They've now come out with bottled air. Daily Mail. China sells bottled air to tourists as smog described as environmental crisis. So they now have bottled air. Talk about fiction becoming reality. We take you now live to China with translated English of the Chinese president denying bottled air. Here is the clip.
Ridiculous. As president of Planet Spaceball, I can assure both you and your viewers that there's absolutely no air shortage whatsoever. Yes, of course. I've heard the same rumor myself. Yes, thanks for calling and not reversing the charges. Yes, bye. Shithead.
He opens the bottled Perrier air, snorting it. This is literally starting to happen in China. He's just denied to the media.
President screwed.
Yes.
That's actually from Spaceballs, ladies and gentlemen. But it's funny, but it's sad. There you go. China sells bottled air to tourists as smog described as environmental crisis. You really cannot make this stuff up anymore. And now Media Matters in the White House are telling us we can't use the word bossy or homosexual. I mean, these people are outrageous control freak demons. And we've got to stop letting them call themselves liberal. They are progressive like cancer. We've got to take over the Republican Party, and we have to reverse these people's march, or they will destroy everything. NATO's concerned over boosting of Russia's military presence near Ukrainian borders. Well, Russia's concerned about the West boosting their military presence on the borders. And again, I'm not defending Russia here. It's the West starting the fight. Here's another one. DOD military training to scare the, quote, crap out of people in Florida is the headline. Broward County residents complained about low-flying helicopters, explosions, shots, you name it. It's all part of the ongoing conditioning of the military, the public, the police, everybody, for the merger of military and police publicly. Meanwhile, Poland, back to Eastern Europe, is quietly mobilizing its army reserves. The Polish prime minister is warning that the world stands on the brink of conflict. I mean, that's their words in the crime, the whole Crimea situation and the Ukrainian presidents calling for nuking and war. I mean, this is not a good situation. Hopefully it'll settle down, but here's another headline out of Reuters. Hundreds rush to rural Chinese bank after solvency rumors, more bank runs going on there. Also, report U.S. nuclear Fort Knox compromised, multiple system failures and troubling ineptitude. That's being reported on by Harvard University that the nuke plants are just melting down and the facilities, just no one cares anymore about nuclear weapons protection or their maintenance or reactors. It's just, who cares? Just wave a wand. It's okay to have Obama running the military and saying NATO's his boss, not Congress. It's okay to let them devalue the dollar. It's okay to have GMO in all the food, even though it kills the rats. It's okay. It's killing the honeybees. It's okay if fluoride gives us brain cancer. The mayor of Austin, where I live, just laughs at people on TV. Oh, here we brought a scientist from Harvard or a scientist from Stanford about the brain cancer, and here's all the documents, and here it is in Reuters. You know my answer? Mayor Lee Leffingwell literally flipped the audience off and laughed at them. And it's not even news. I'm sure the Statesman's like, well, it's good the mayor flipped those crazy people off. I mean, we're crazy. We think Fukushima's an issue. I know people, immigrants to this country, young people, who are 35 years old, you name it, who've had like multiple, I know one person's had like 5 cancers because they were a kid in Poland with the Ukrainian explosion of Chernobyl. But now it's just, oh, shut up, racist. If you're against radiation, you're racist. And don't say the word bossy or snapping turtle. The demonic demon will get mad at you. And you don't want, you want her approval. You want her approval. Big news tonight, 7 o'clock. Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours